Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we have a lot to go over, including a giveaway. I'll go over all of those details later on in today's video. I want to start off first with my 2012 Audi R8. This is a vehicle that I've owned now just over 4 years, so I want to go over everything that I've had to either do to this car, the modifications that I've had to do, and just what this vehicle has been like over the last 4 years. If you are new to our channel, this is my second one. It was a dream car, and when I sold my first one, I just knew that I had to get into another one at some point, and this has been such a phenomenal vehicle to own and experience. It's not featured on the channel all that often, but we do have an R8 playlist if you want to see everything that I've done to both this one, my previous one, and then just anything with the car in general. So in today's video, for the first half here, let's talk about the ownership costs and what it has been like to have this car over the last 4 years. So let's start off with some of the pesky fees that you have to pay in order to keep a vehicle out on public roads. I'll start off with registration. Luckily mine is coming up, so I have the form here in front of me with all of this information. Now in the state of North Carolina, you have to get an inspection done on your vehicle in order to be able to pay for your registration, to get that little sticker on your license plate, to be able to drive it legally for the following year. So for my vehicle registration renewal, my property tax value on this vehicle is $49,930. I'm not going to complain about that because I know it's worth well over that. I don't know how they get those values because it's not even remotely close. Even if this had some accidents or some damage, it could still be sold for more than that. But property tax, $374.80. Now, along with that, there is a registration fee, and that brings the total up to $421.05. Ironically, this is actually cheaper than my BMW X5 in order to register for the year. So moving on to the tires now for the Audi R8. Obviously, I could put any tire that I wanted to on this car. It could range from $500 a set to upwards of $3,000 for a set of 4. I stuck with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tire. This is a tire that I've ran on previous vehicles, and to me, I think this is a really good value for the money. This cost around $1,300. That was with the installation, so I believe it was closer to $1,100 or $1,200 just for the set of 4. Had these shipped right to the house and then had them mounted and balanced at the house as well. So I made videos on all of that, so you can check that out with that process and how it went. But with this tire here, it doesn't matter what vehicle you're putting it on. It could be an Audi R8, it could be something much less expensive, something more expensive. That's really not going to change how much the tires cost, of course. So with the spirited driving that I have done, will do in the future, some mountain driving, even track driving too, I wanted a really good tire that was going to give me the best traction as possible. This isn't a crazy fast vehicle, so I'm not doing burnouts or losing traction. It's basically just the tire traction and the tread and what this tire is capable of. So it's been a really nice tire for me, driving in the rain, dry conditions, things like that. I don't have any complaints with this tire in general. Now, this tire should last me a good bit. When I bought this car, it actually had a fresh set of tires on it, probably about a year or so old. So those tires lasted me roughly 3.5 years or so. Which is interesting, but this is an all-wheel drive system. You can't really rotate the tires, so I could put this one on the other side and switch them, but I can't go front to back with the staggered setup. So that might have something to do with it, just being an all-wheel drive system. These are dated 2023, so I should have maybe until 2027 or so, just depending on the mileage that I put on this car. I put 4,000 to 6,000 miles on it a year so far, so they should last me a good bit before I will have to replace them, but not all that expensive, especially when you are paying for safety with the tire that you are going with. Now, since we're already down here, let's talk about the wheels and some of the modifications that I have done. So I have a set of wheels here that are relatively close to the factory sizing. I went a little bit wider. They're 19 by 8.5 up front and 19 by 11 in the rear with a much different offset from the factory. So they poke out a little bit. Now I do have some rubbing in the back just depending on the road conditions and things like that. I actually had to remove the upper fender well trim piece because one of them disappeared one day. So I decided just to remove the other one, and so I'm rocking no trim accent up there, so that way I have more clearance, which is helpful and nice. I don't have to hear any of the rubbing or anything anymore. And so when my magnetic ride suspension decided to go out on this car, which it didn't on my last vehicle, that is a known issue with the Audi R8s having the magnetic ride, I decided just to rip out that whole suspension and put in an aftermarket suspension. Now, I've had comments in the past on why I would do that. The factory suspension, if you order it from Audi, is about $10,000 for all four, like the whole kit and everything. I went with a set of BC Racing coilovers for $1,400 for the kit. I'm not cheaping out on it. I just don't see the value in spending an excess of $5,000 or more on the suspension when I've had this suspension on the car for roughly 2.5 years now, 3 years I think, and I have zero complaints with it. There's so many different adjustments that you can make. It's all manual instead of just pushing on the button inside, so my switch inside is now blank since I don't have the mag ride anymore. But with that, I was also able to lower the car, do these wheels. The wheels cost about $2,800 or so, so it was a bit pricey, but I wanted a really nice set of wheels. I got this custom color, which we call BFS gray, so Bros for Speed gray, which was pretty neat to be able to do that and customize it. I also painted the brake calipers too, did that myself. I do need to touch them up, so I'll be making another video actually with some more cosmetic changes for this car at some point. So let's get back to some of the other costs of keeping this vehicle out on the road. A big one is insurance. That's a huge comment that I think I see quite often on some of these vehicles that we make. 2012 Audi R8 with the V8 engine, full coverage, no accidents on my record, no tickets. I have a clean driving record over the last 16 or 17 years. I pay $64 a month to insure this vehicle. That's full coverage, that's everything that I need, collision, just everything that I need for this vehicle. If I were to hit someone, someone hit me, I have all of the coverage that I need. $64 a month. That is cheaper than my BMW X5, which is about $72 a month. So do your shopping, be responsible with your vehicles. I see a lot of people, even with Nissan 370Zs, Honda Civics, some of those vehicles which are more prone to getting tickets or getting into accidents, spending $300, $400, $500 a month on insurance. That's just not something I think you should do. If that's the case, maybe find a different car, maybe clean up your driving record, wait a couple years, something. I don't know what the situation is, but for me, $64 a month. If you do it right, it really isn't it's not going to cost you anything extra or special because it's an exotic sports car, supercar. I'm pretty happy with that. It costs less than my X5, costs less than my Toyota Tacoma when I owned that. So it's really not all that bad. And then I just wanted to point out gas. You're going to put that in any vehicle that you own. I probably spend $45 to $60 on a tank, just depending on the gas prices, of course. Takes premium. And luckily I have some other vehicles that I drive, so I don't have to fill it up too often, but for what you're getting with a 21-gallon tank in this car, it's not all that bad. Moving on to oil changes now. This should be something, of course, at the top of the list when it comes to maintaining your vehicle, keeping that engine running smoothly, and providing it with a longer life. As you can tell, I have 11 quarts of oil sitting at the back of my car, along with the oil filter in the middle. This car takes just over 10 quarts of oil. All of this is from ECS Tuning. I will have a link to their website down in the description below, where you can take a look at other vehicle maintenance for your own car, along with several other parts. So take a look at their link. Now, when I first bought my first Audi R8, I decided to have some shops do the oil changes for me. It was a little bit intimidating when I first bought the car because there are 5 drain plugs up underneath that you have to remove, of course, in order to drain all of this oil. So I'll have a few clips playing of doing the oil change on my first Audi R8. Of course, it will be the same with this car here. Now, I recently did an oil change on my car, so I have everything here ready to go when it's time to do the next oil change. For me, I go 1 year or every 5,000 miles for this car. For some of my other cars, it's 1 year or every 10,000 miles. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I do 4,000 to 6,000 miles a year on this car. So for me, it's really just 1 year. Every year, I will do that oil change. Now, it's really not all that intimidating, especially when you compare to how much you are going to spend when you have a shop do this. This oil change process is going to cost $400 to $600 if you bring it to a shop. Now, whether that's an aftermarket type shop or the actual Audi dealership, it's going to be within that range. All of the oil and the filter that you see in front of me is going to cost roughly $120 or so, and then you have the rest for labor. Now, once my brother actually worked on his Lamborghini Gallardo doing the oil change himself, I figured, let me tackle this since I've already done some other engine work to this car. And so up underneath you have the 5 drain plugs. You do need a special tool in order to remove one of the drain plugs. Very interesting how Audi has put everything up underneath and gives you a little bit of wiggle room for some of those bolts. But once you drain all of those, you come up to the top of the engine. You can remove the oil filter. It is top mounted there. And then it's just a matter of filling everything back up. Now, with this engine, it does have a dry sump pump. So when you fill this vehicle up, you're supposed to put in around 8 quarts. Then you have to start the engine for about 2 minutes, let it run, check the engine again, and just kind of go like that. With a dry sump pump, you can't overfill it. You don't want to underfill it either. So that was a concern that I had a few months ago when I did the oil change. I've just been checking it because I have the oil cap right here, and then the dipstick is right here. So I can easily check it and do this myself, which is very easy to do. It's not intimidating if you have the know-how to work on vehicles. You just have to drop all the skid plates and go from there. Now, while we are still at the back of this car, let's talk about the AC compressor, because that was something that I decided to tackle. Audi shops, aftermarket shops, charge between $5,000 and $8,000 to replace the AC on this car. I did it for $1,300. Took me 24 hours to do, and it was a bit of a nerve-wracking project, but I am glad to say that I have AC. I've had AC working for probably 7 or 8 months now since I did that. And yes, things can be expensive with this vehicle, but if you can have the know-how to do it, you go into this car knowing that you can tackle some of these things. That's honestly the biggest thing to tackle is the AC in this car. Everything else isn't really all that hard to do. So with that being said, let's get back to ECS Tuning and talk about the giveaway that's coming up. Are you looking for a new car along with some cash? Well, take a look at ECS Tuning's link down in the description below, where you can win a brand new 2024 Audi RS3 with $20,000 worth of modifications, along with 10 grand in cash. For every dollar that you spend on ECS Tuning's website, you can get entered up to 10 times entries for this RS3 sweepstakes. You have until May 31st, 2025, so take a look at that link down in the description below if you're ready to go home with a 2024 Audi RS3 with 20 grand in modifications, along with 10 grand in cash. So there have been a few issues with my vehicle in the last year or so. Both of my windows are automatic up and down. However, on the driver's side, and it's not going to do it for today's video, unfortunately, it will actually stop about halfway and roll itself back down. So it'll make it to about here, go back down to about here, and then I have to slowly do it manually, not with the automatic going all the way up. So it squeaks a little bit too. I think that's from a window tint installation with the first round, but it is not going to do it for today's video. That's kind of unfortunate to see, but that is something where I think I may have to replace maybe the window regulator, and just hopefully that's not all that bad. I've had the door panel off before in the past in order to do that, so maybe a couple $100 or so I should be able to do that myself. So 2 more things to go over with the Audi R8. One, let's talk about the brake calipers. Now this is the factory caliper from my first Audi R8. So far, all of the ones on this vehicle have been perfect, but when I bought my other car, it did have a leak in the caliper. I feel like I didn't do enough research on just being able to fix it rather than replacing the entire caliper itself. Luckily, when I bought that car, it had a short warranty on it, and the company that I bought it from paid for half of it. This was $1,400 though to replace. I was actually just getting ready to chuck this because I have had this just sitting since I sold that car in 2017 or 2018. I thought maybe I could repaint this and maybe have it as a nice office decoration piece. So I might want to do that, but $1,400 to replace this. Hopefully I don't have to do that with any of the FOURR on this current car. And then last up, I have changed the sound of this R8 tremendously. The stock exhaust is incredibly quiet. You really can't hear it. I decided to throw on an FI active exhaust system. It is gold through the back vents here, so it's pretty neat to see. I have the custom powder coated exhaust tips there. Luckily, I had a little bit of a sponsorship help with this exhaust system, but its MSRP is like $8,400, which is insane, but I think it's well worth that. You can get some straight piped exhaust systems for a couple $1,000s or so. I think the Active is definitely the best of both worlds. And so before we go over the grand total for what I have spent in both maintenance, any issues, and then everything that I've wanted to do to this vehicle, let's take a quick look around the entire vehicle and what I've done. So exhaust tips, wheels, painting the brake calipers. I did the stripe to resemble the rear wheel series models. I have tint for the vehicle. I've tinted the headlights, taillights, along with the reflectors too. And then I really haven't done anything to the interior. Interior, I'm planning to keep stock basically. I guess I do have the red seatbelts, which I did install. Everything else is factory. So there's not a whole lot to do for the interior. I have all the carbon fiber that came stock with the vehicle. That was an option when you could buy this brand new. And I think that's about it, aside from some cosmetics, like I mentioned earlier, that I will want to do in the future. So with the grand total now for the Audi R8 over the last 4 years is roughly $17,000. Now, about $6,000 to $7,000 of that includes keeping this legal, doing any of the maintenance that I've had to do. The rest of it is all parts that I chose to do. The wheels, the suspension, the exhaust, all of that adds up for the rest of it. So when you take that into consideration, yes, that is a lot of money. However, in general, with the maintenance, the routine things I've had to do, it's really not all that expensive, especially for a 12-year-old car. So there you have it, some ownership cost with my Audi R8. This is something that I really don't plan on selling anytime soon. I owned my last one for just over a year, and I had to sell it in order to help fund the business, help to grow. I bought another one, and I really don't have any plans of selling this car unless something crazy comes up that I can easily afford. This vehicle really isn't that expensive to own, so it's something that I can have a very fun, reliable vehicle too, and just have a classic. This is the OG Supercar from Audi, of course, a very iconic flagship car from the brand. It's been in a lot of movies, and that's where I first saw it, and it became a dream car that I'm super excited to own and have. So you may not see it that often, but it is going to stay for quite some time. And again, check out the giveaway with the link down in the description below for your chance to win an Audi along with some cash. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.